Today's video is powered by Hawpog. Skip it up and that up. So it begins, kids. This shout out goes to YouTuber Blue Flowers DCLXVI. I'm not going to post a link to his channel. Sorry, buddy, you don't have any videos. If you don't have videos, I'm not going to post a link to your channel. I don't really think you're sending me a link because you want people to subscribe to you if you don't have videos. I think you just want to, send me an interesting article, which I do appreciate. But if you don't have videos, I'm not going to post a link. It just makes no sense to. But EA is laying off 1,000 of its employees. There was a secret memo going around, and now it's public. 1,000 people are being let go. And Blue Flowers DCLXVI sent me a very interesting article on how this guy talks about how this is Darwinism and how the industry is evolving, and this is part of what happens when things change and evolve. And for the most part, I agree with it. The article goes big time into free-to-play and mobile games. Mobile games, or iOS games in general, are making up about 50% of the market right now. And free-to-play is becoming huge. And you know what? After playing more Android games and playing some more free-to-play games on the computer, I got to take back what I said in my other video somewhat. There is some good free-to-play models out there. But on top of the fact that free-to-play is getting bigger, and by I think 2015 it's going to be a $20 billion industry, there are some amazing games being made for Android and iOS that cost next to nothing. There's a game I got for Android I got for my tablet called Real Boxing. It works with the Tegra 3. It's designed to work for Tegra 3. And not only is it a fun Android game, a fun Android boxing game, it's one of the most enjoyable boxing games I've ever played, and I'm including the console versions. On top of that too, next video I make, I'll show some gameplay of it. It's gorgeous. It looks near console quality. I mean, yeah, you're going to see more jaggies, and the characters, you could tell, don't have as many polygons, but damn, is it close, man. And ask me how much it costs. It costed 99 cents. Not $2, not $10, not $15. And it's not just like a fly-by-night, 2-second experience. Sure, you could just play a match and go on your way, but there's 20 different characters, multiple arenas. You could train your character. It feels like a fully fleshed out, like they could have sold that on Xbox Live for $19.99 or maybe like $10, $15 realistically, and it still would have been worth it. That's what's hurting, beyond the fact they'll go into the fact how innovation and people are just, recycling, the game developers and publishers are recycling the same crap over and over again. That's part of what's killing the industry, is that you could get these awesome experiences that are getting closer to console quality every day for less than $1. On top of it too, I was playing Shadowgun Dead Zone. It's a free-to-play. This is a perfect example how I was wrong about free-to-play. Shadowgun Dead Zone is like a Gears of War style third-person multiplayer shooter you could get for free. Yeah, you could, it has the free-to-play model. You could get things you could purchase coins to get better weapons and stuff, but you don't have to. I could kick some ass in that game, right? You just download it and play it right out of the box. And I got a controller for $9.99. It's a Bluetooth controller that works with Android. It looks like a PlayStation controller for $9.99, and it works with the game. You hook it up via HDMI, and it's like playing on an Xbox 360. The graphics aren't as good, but they're pretty damn good, and you play it with the controller. This is what's happening to the industry. Free-to-play game, $9.99 controller, $199 tablet. And there's cheaper tablets that have the Tegra 3 chipset in it. And you could have this experience, and to people, it's like, why am I going to go out and spend $60 in the same crap over and over again when I could get this free-to-play game that's pretty much barely gimped and hook up this cheap controller and have a near console experience, and it costs, and I had the tablet anyway, and it's costing me 1/10 of the price. Not even 1/10 is actually an understatement. It's hurting things are changing, man. And like I said, this next generation, this is part of the reason why, Sony at least and Nintendo are trying to welcome in indie developers with open arms, because they know they need to not just depend on these recycled AAA titles over and over again. Things are definitely much different than they were. And the article says this too, and even Steve Jobs didn't see this coming. 6 years ago, no one saw the mobile market doing this to the console market. I mean, even Steve Jobs was like, yeah, we have a smartphone. The smartphone, we're coming out with the iPhone, and it's going to be able to, you could watch movies on it, and you have a calendar, and it's easier to use with the touch screen. He didn't think twice about mobile gaming, but look what happened. Look what you're able to do with these tablets and these smartphones now. Okay? Now, I talked about it a little bit before, but you also got to talk about, look at the problem with these companies. And YouTuber Razorfist said this too, is that these companies have become too damn big for their own good. They're so successful, and what happened with big companies like EA and Activision is that because there's so much production value, there's so much cost behind making these titles, for them to take any risk is too risky, and what happens is they have to keep on accumulating profits so the company can keep going. They have to keep making these recycled titles over and over again. Call of Duty Ghosts, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare, Black Ops 2, because they need to make so XYZ amount of profit to sustain themselves. So it becomes, they're kind of victims of their own success. Whereas these smaller companies that make games for Android and make games, for these indie companies that make games that they sell on Steam, they don't have that overhead. They don't have to make literally $1 billion to make a profit. I mean, that's a huge over exaggeration. I don't mean to make $1 billion, but they need to make a crap load of money, these big corporations. Whereas these indie developers don't need to make that much. The risk isn't there. So it's kind of like they're gonna become victims of their own success, and they're going to go on a slow decline because they don't take the risks, and people are getting sick of not only paying that high price when they can get somewhat similar experiences on Android and iOS, but people are getting sick of the same thing over and over again. You can't keep shoveling people the same shit and putting a sprig of parsley on it and expecting them to fork over their hard-earned cash year after year. And we're starting to see that. Now, why am I saying people should throw out their consoles and just go get an Android tablet or iPhone? No, you could still get a much more rich, engrossing experience on a console. It isn't there yet. It's coming relatively soon. I would say within the next 7 to 10 years, but it isn't there yet. But these companies need to start innovating. They got to start changing the structure of their business, and they have to stop recycling the same shit over and over again, because this is what's going to happen. I mean, it's inevitable that certain companies are going to fade away because the industry's changing, but it doesn't have to happen this fast. It doesn't have to happen fast. You guys need to wake up, innovate, and offer people exciting experiences, or you're going to sink like the Titanic. And hell, EA is big as the Titanic, so that's a good analogy. So anyway, guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think it's inevitable that big companies like EA are soon going to meet their demise, or do you think that things could change and these companies can evolve and survive the ever-changing gaming industry? Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.